I have a couple new figures that are on the way, including one Gundam figure, so I'm pretty excited. And I thought that I would go through one of my older Gundam figures, one of the ones that I already own. This Gundam figure is the vehicle of Char Aznable. And the reason I own this one is because it was one of the most reasonably priced Gundams I could find. And when I wrote a review on Amazon for this figure, I gave it high marks. And I was speculating on why this one is cheaper. And in my ignorance, I wrote that the reason may be because it's not iconic as a Gundam figure. So when I think of Gundam, as at the time a very casual observer, this is what I think of. Okay, so to me, this is Gundam. And this looked kind of, I guess, a little plain compared to this one. Um, but again, this was my ignorance because I didn't realize that this figure is actually quite iconic and was used extensively, particularly in the early parts of the series. And Char Aznable is one of the most popular characters, maybe the most popular, I don't know, but he certainly gets used quite a bit. I'm watching a series right now where Char has a prominent role. Except this time he's going as Quattro, just to keep his identity secret. So I didn't expect a lot from this figure, but the moment I picked it up, the moment I pulled it from the box, I was really, really, really impressed because it's got some really good weight. It feels solid. Those are metal die-cast joints in there, but they're not super stiff. So it's not my favorite figure, but a lot of that is the design. It's not that it's bad design, it's just I don't love it. To me, it's not iconic. There are other figures that to me, and I've never really been that in love with the Gundam design itself. One of the reasons it took me a long time to get into the Gundam series. But as to the way it's put together, I'd say this figure is amazing. Really is amazing. All the joints feel great, solid, smooth. You could see the detailing on it. I like the little skirt that it has. And it has something I've never seen on any other my other figures. It's the treads on it are kind of a rubbery. It's not plastic. It's kind of a rubbery material, and this here is kind of a soft plastic or maybe rubber. Um, it's a neat figure to explore in the detail. There's a lot going on here. None of these are stickers. I don't like stickers. These are all printed on the figure. I do have another figure. It's the more generic, um, of this variety, which I'll show later. It's green. That one does use stickers, and not everywhere, but in certain places. And the reason they went with stickers, because that's pretty rare among Bandai figures, is because you could, I guess, conceivably buy 5 of them and have different numbers. So this number is Char Aznable's number, 08. But you could conceivably have multiple of the more generic figures and then put different numbers on them to have a little army. That would be for someone with quite a bit of money. So when I bought this figure, I was pretty excited about the price because it was actually below the MSRP in Japan when you take into account adjustment. And it was about 180 bucks plus, and this is one I bought on Amazon. So here it is there at $128. So that is an unbelievable price for this figure because this is a really, really nice figure. It's from a third-party seller, and I'm not gonna sit there and do research for people because I don't want to lead anyone astray. All I can tell you is that when you see a price like that, just be careful because there are a few things to look out for. Number one is knockoffs, because sometimes the knockoffs will just use the images from. I don't think this is a knockoff, and it does say visit the Tamashii Nation store. So I don't think this is a knockoff. I think this is real. The models for these, Bandai generally has the regular and then the models. The models will be significantly cheaper. So if you want to put together a figure, sure. I've never bought a model, but I'm going to presume that they are flimsier, plastic, and I'm sure that they do not have the kind of articulation, or maybe no articulation. I don't know. Like I said, I've never bought one. I'm sure for some people they like to put them together. It's not my thing, but make sure you're not getting a model accidentally, because then those are much cheaper. And I would also suggest that anytime you buy, and now I think Amazon, I'm pretty sure that Amazon will guarantee their products even from a third-party seller. So if you get junk, you can return it or get your money back. So make sure, look at the seller, find out how many sales they've had, find out what their rating is. If they're, I've seen ones out there with 10% positive, and they may well have been decent at what, early on, and sent some products out and then just stop shipping stuff, and you have to be very careful. Or they send out garbage, so you have to be very careful. Make sure that they have a track record of quality, and something, I would say at least 90% positivity. But like I said, I think Amazon guarantees anyway. So if you have a real problem, then you can return it. But this is a really nice figure, and if this is legit 128, why I'm not going to sit there and start buying more of these just for as a speculator. But you get a nice figure for $128, and there's obviously other things that come with it that I'm not showing. There's the gun, big gun that he's got, and there's other accessories. So, he's got axe. Let me see. The other one has kind of a tubing. I'll show that one later. But this is, look at the engineering on it, and it's really, really nice. This is heavy plastic die cast. This is a well put together figure. If you like Gundam, this is a great one to get. It looks great on the shelf. So that's Char Aznable's the MS-05S Zaku 1. There you go.